Hey everyone, so today's topic is going to be learning how to say no. Um, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos about the first couple steps of getting your budget kind of together, I mentioned having to cut things out and budget for things. So one of those things is definitely going to be social engagements, restaurant type things. And it's really hard when you have a group of friends, because this was me, that like to go out a couple nights a week or like to go out and get a beer and watch a game, or you had work friends that would go out after work all the time, and especially going to a new job or finding friends at your previous job or whatever it may be, there's a lot of pressure around going out and being able to say yes and being that person that's always going to go out, and you're like scared to miss something if you don't say yes. But the consequences of that usually is you start running out of money really quickly, and then pretty soon, instead of paying cash or using your debit card, you start pulling out your credit card, and you're like, oh well, it's only tonight, it's only $20 worth of drinks, or it's just this one dinner, and that turns into the next one and the next one and the next one. Before you know it, you kind of dug yourself into another hole of debt. So when you make your budget, definitely be realistic about your social restaurant budget. Don't give yourself $10, but don't give yourself $200 either, unless it's in your budget and that's what you can afford. But I would recommend just having enough of a buffer and trying to figure out what you're going to do for the next couple of weeks. Like if you know that there's a work event coming up, or if you know that friends go out every Friday night or every Thursday to watch a game or something, make room for that. You don't have to go get dinner every time. You can bring a dinner and then meet up with them and grab a drink, or just get water, depending on what's in your budget room. And you'll be surprised at how many people really respect the fact that you say no to things. So, little backup of when I started my journey, we definitely had those friends that, like, we had moved to a downtown location of where I live, and we were walking distance to all the bars and all that stuff. So when we first moved in and we hadn't started this budget thing yet, we were going out probably 4 or 5 nights a week, like whether it be dinner, just to grab a cocktail or whatever it was. Like we were going out way too much and spending a ton of money and using a credit card, and it was bad. And so our friends got really used to us doing that and would call us up all the time. And so our friends would call us up all the time and try to, meet up with us, and that was great. And then we started this class that was 9 weeks, and we couldn't go out a certain night a week, and we were kind of teased our friends, and they also teased us. We're like, oh, sorry, we can't go out, it's not in the budget type thing. And then they started asking, they're like, what is this budget you guys keep talking about? Like, why do you keep saying it's not in the budget? Like, it's not in the budget. And so we sat down and explained to all of our friends, like, we were going through this financial program, and we were trying to get out of debt. We were trying to figure out what to do to set ourselves up to be better people in the future. And most of them were extremely understanding, like gave us a lot of kudos. Some of them were like interested in learning some of the steps and how they could move into that journey. And if they asked, I'd be more than happy to tell them. And some were just like, okay, that's cool. Like, whatever, like, let us know when you guys can go out. And then we had other friends that were really great and wanted to kind of almost help us along with that. So instead of us going out to a bar, we have a television, we have, Netflix, we have a PlayStation, like we have stuff to do at our house. Like it's not like we have to go out and do stuff. So come on over. Everybody bring a 6-pack. We'll get some chips and dip, and we can all just hang out and have a good time. And those are some of the best nights that we ended up having, is just saying no to go out and spend money, saying yes to having friends over, and just having a really fun, mellow night that way. That's a really easy substitute for going out to bars. And I'm kind of going off on a tangent now, I guess, but the power of saying no is huge. And if you're nervous about it, because a lot of people are really nervous about talking about money and budgeting and it's gross, right? And you're raised not to talk about that stuff. So here's some tips about how to say no. So if these are your good friends, like I said, just be honest with them. Just sit them down and be like, I'm just trying to set myself up and save some money and get out of my credit card debt or my car or whatever it may be. And, I'm just really looking to save some money. And this, like the things that we used to do in the past, I decided to cut out just for money reasons. And, this is just a journey I'm embarking on. Or you don't even have to say that. You can just be like, bro, I'm not going to afford it anymore because I want to save money for my future. Most people are not going to bash that. Most people, if they're your really good friends, are going to respect what you have to say and go along with it and try to support you. And I think that's a really good thing. Now, if it's new friends or acquaintances that you don't know that well, again, just if you're comfortable, just be honest with it. If they're like, hey, let's, grab drinks with everybody after work, and you don't have it in your budget, just be like, yeah, I'll come, and just get a glass of water, and nobody's gonna make fun of you because you can always use the excuse of, I have to drive home, because you shouldn't be drinking and driving anyway. Or just be honest. Just tell them, like, I have a budget. I'm saving up money, or I'm paying off my debts, my student loan, my car, whatever it is, and I don't have the money to spend on alcohol or dinner or lunch or whatever it may be. And it's usually a good response that you get from that. Nobody's ever going to be like, what a loser, like, not spending money. And if they do that, they're probably not good friends to have around, and they're probably going to drag you down and not let you achieve what you're trying to achieve. So I guess overall, the whole theme is, hopefully you have some really great friends. Everybody deserves at least one or two really good friends that are going to support you. Most people otherwise are going to just be either they don't care, but they're not going to drag you down, or they do support you and they want you to succeed. And those are the people you want to surround yourself with. But the power of saying no is empowering. And once you learn how to do it, it's gonna feel great and you won't feel as bad anymore. And in all honesty, the friends that do stick around, if they choose not to hang out with you because you can't go out to bars, those are gonna be your good friends, and you're gonna be able to find different things. Like, most walking trails are completely free. Go for a walk with your friend. Go for a walk with your partner. Go take your dog for a walk. You don't need to be going and eating lunch or getting dinner or whatever it may be. And just say no if somebody asks you and it's not in your budget. Say no. It's really okay. So that will conclude my very long rambling video. I'm getting used to this whole thing still. If you have any questions, if things weren't clear, if you come across something a situation that you weren't prepared for and you want some advice, please leave some comments below and I'm more than happy to help you. Thanks, guys.